Hey, you see that? Have you been manipulated yet? Congratulations, you are welcome to my Chinese flirting and dating training camp. So right now on Douyin, people are noticing these viral clips of essentially women teaching you how to flirt in ways to manipulate men and infiltrate the wealthy second generational hierarchy, while also promoting their so-called dating mentor training camps. Like, I know, you're just trying to not get left on red. Me too, okay? But then you get these videos of grown adults practicing seductive eye contact on you. And the promise they sell is pretty simple. Women can pay money to come here and learn how to upgrade their charm, master manipulation tactics, and essentially lock down a man. A 3-day, 3-night training camp. These camps include multiple training modules, including psychology, healing. All I'm seeing here are massive green flags. But when you actually start looking into what goes on around in these camps, it starts to get a bit questionable. Now, where did this all start? First of all, the videos of these instructors constantly frame relationship problems in a very specific way. If your marriage is struggling and your partner is distant, then your marriage has no passion anymore. And the explanation they give is always pretty much the same. You don't have enough sexual charm, therefore you need to learn new skills. Emotional understanding, communication, nah. Your problems in your relationships, it's just a massive skill issue. And during the courses, the instructors present a pretty outdated worldview. Man, women, cooking, hunting. On top of that, they encourage students to buy expensive cosmetic procedures and surgeries. That's usually how the cycle starts to begin. And once these videos started spreading everywhere, the spotlight eventually landed on one person, the most famous instructor connected to these camps, a woman who built her entire brand on what she calls sexual intelligence. Her name is Zhou Yuan, also known as the godmother of sexual intelligence. Yeah, that's the title that she gave herself. Zhou Yuan is currently in her late 40s, and surprisingly, she didn't even start in this entire relationship coaching world at all. She originally worked at a bank, but I guess one day she just decided that, you know what China needs? A National Academy for Flirting. She founded something called the Black and White Sexual Intelligence School. And one of Zhou's most famous teachings, her world-renowned X-shaped look back. This technique went viral on Douyin because people just couldn't stop laughing at how specific she explained this technique. Basically, if you face somebody directly, it can look intimidating or even scary, like how I'm doing right now. Am I scaring you? I hope I am. But if you angle your body slightly sideways and create an X shape with your posture and your gaze, just like this, you're suddenly cute and charming. Is it working? Am I doing it right?
此刻你在交往，干嘛？对啊，我只眼神给出去，你在交往，干嘛？是不是感觉不一样？我的眼神给出去了，我的身体形成了一个 X 型。什么叫 X 型？我的眼神往这里，身体是往这里形成交叉型，而不是你干嘛？转过来，干嘛？干嘛？这时候你会发现，是灵动啊，肢体动作多了就没有那种权威性，因为你会发现，只要动作越少，你越高级。我动作少，我的眼神出去，而且从这个角度去看是最美的角度，正的看会显出很呆板，侧的看。
Now, of course, body language does matter in social interaction, but the way she explains it is as if relationships are all based upon proper angles and positioning. Sorry, bro, she didn't like you because your eye contact triangle was just incorrect. Another thing Zhou teaches is something she calls voice softening. According to her lessons, women should lower their intensity and speak more gently with men when flirting. But when asking for help, women should specifically raise their pitch a little bit at the end of every sentence while adding compliments. So instead of saying, "Yo, can you help me with this?" it's more like, "You're really good at this. Can you help me with this?" What? Basically layering the request with some praise. Nothing revolutionary here. But she presents it like it's some high-level psychological strategy. And with all these videos combined, she built a multi-course, multi-tier empire. At the lowest level, she sells online courses, which are priced at 9.9 yuan, 99 yuan, and 999 yuan. See, if she was smart, she should have priced that at 998 yuan. One of her major online courses is called the Authoritative Training Camp. This course costs 999 yuan and is divided into 3 modules: emotion, charm, and healing. The emotional module focuses on psychological relationships. The charm module focuses on female taste and specific attitudes, if you know what I mean, along with certain techniques. And the healing module is helping women rebuild confidence. Zhou often explains that her courses are systematically designed, and you can clearly see that right here.
老公， 老公，老公，老公，老公。
你们知道我怎么跟我老公打电话的吗？老公，撒娇的第一步，哼哼唧唧，哼，看到没有？
What is blessing my ears right now? Beyond the online courses, Zhou also offers offline camps. We got courses like Fox-style seduction arts, emotional anchoring, Geisha gaze enchantment. This shit sounds like a whole skill tree. And for the most elite clients, yeah, I'm talking about you. You're right there. Zhou offers a top-tier Vixen course for about a small price of 100,000 yuan. Yeah, $15,000, but for love. Remember, this is a short-term investment. Long-term, maybe you'll have 20 husbands. And that course specifically focuses on conquering men. I promise, it ain't that deep. Just compliment them once and they are already thinking about marriage. But here's where things start getting really interesting because former students have started exposing these online curriculums. For example, somebody who attended the Yahoo Paradise 3-day, 3-night training camp posted screenshots describing the entire class. There would be students divided into smaller groups, about 8 to 10 people, and instructors would sometimes target certain participants and pressure them into upgrading their enrollment by buying more courses. Many students were even criticized or even belittled during the classes in a way to push them into buying more coaching. And it gets even stranger because during some of these classes, instructors would demonstrate certain explicit actions in a way to conquer men with the right dirty methods. Yeah, actually demonstrating them. And immediately after these demonstrations, they would just start promoting their hygiene products to the students, priced at 598 yuan per box. So you pay thousands to attend, they tell you the secrets are in the next course, and then the next course costs even more money. This meant that financially, Zhou's operation was huge. Her paid courses generated over 24 million yuan, which is about $3.5 million. And her program had tens of thousands of students. Like, can you believe that? Her promotional videos essentially said that her mission was to help women develop confidence that radiates from the soul to the body. And Zhou claims that she holds certifications as a psychological counselor, but she never showed proof. I can now imagine waking up on Friday morning, looking at my inbox and seeing, congratulations, you have paid, accepted, and have been invited to our top tier deep voice flirting training program that begins on Friday. We'll see you there. So in this case, I used Proton Mail, also the sponsor of today's video. Now, Proton is actually built very differently from like most email providers because your messages actually stay the same between you and the person you're sending it to. They essentially use this end-to-end encryption or zero access encryption, which pretty much means that nobody can see your emails. Like, even Proton won't be able to see your emails. They also operate out of Switzerland, which has like really strict privacy laws, so you're in pretty good hands. That's one of the main reasons Proton has grown over 100 million users wide, because I mean, people don't want an email provider that is based on advertising. There's no ads, there's no inbox scanning, and no hidden trackers to like look at your emails. They also built something called FishGuard, which automatically flags any suspicious emails. Perfect for those high-level relationship academy links. And if you're worried about switching, you can migrate your Gmail inbox in just a couple of clicks. So if you want an easy, private, and safe email, check out Proton Mail using the link in the description or use proton.me/Wani. Thank you, Proton, for sponsoring this video and helping me pay the bills. Let's get back to the story. At first, the criticism mainly came from netizens online. They started mocking Zhou Yuan's content and calling it like mistress training, which makes sense because it's literally just teaching women how to use manipulative attraction. You take outdated ideas and you add some like psychological buzzwords to it, slap on a luxury training camp, and suddenly it becomes a premium self-improvement program.
刚刚在商场一眼就注意到你了，哎，你穿这个衣服走起路来好带派哦，太有气质了。还有推你微信的时候跟我讲过你的人品超靠谱，刚刚看了你的朋友圈，你就长了一张不会骗人的脸。
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is a very dangerous tactic because like, I'm folding. Also, what is going on with the background? So eventually the government stepped in, and in August of 2025, Chinese authorities issued new guidelines targeting content related to sexual health and relationships. This was clearly aimed at people like Zhou Yuan, who were mixing relationship coaching with sexual health claims and product promotions. And things escalated even further because back in January, her Douyin account got permanently banned. Her online store called Hey Bai Dian Zhou was also permanently shut down. At the same time, authorities in Changsha Yuhua district launched a joint investigation into her business activities. They specifically said that they were examining whether her advertising strategies and methods were violating Chinese law. That should be the end of the story, right? Well, not exactly. Because people found out that offline classes were still happening. They were just disguised as things like psychological tutorials. So while Zhou Yuan was dealing with the bans and the investigations, there was another figure in the dating mentor world. Someone whose approach was arguably even more controversial. Her name is, and I'm serious, Choo Choo the Big Woman. Choo Choo? Choo Choo's branding was something else entirely different. Her message was basically, relationships are a business transaction. So yeah, she went straight to the meat of it. Now, Choo Choo didn't originally plan to become a relationship guru. Her original dream was actually to become a singer, and her parents invested huge amounts of money into her musical education, and eventually she was accepted into Wuhan University as a music major, which is actually very impressive, but unfortunately for her music career, her singing just never really stood out, so the entertainment path wasn't really working. Choo Choo then started posting videos on Bilibili. At first, she tried uploading singing content, and like before, her audience was not very pleased, nor really cared. So instead of singing, she decided to talk about relationships and social mobility. And almost overnight, her videos exploded in popularity. She completely just rebranded herself as the emotional guru, or the emotional anchor. Her whole narrative was that she understood women in low economical backgrounds because she had once been in that position herself. And instead of giving romantic advice about love or compatibility, nah, her approach, men are channels, emotions are skills. Everything is for my use. And one of her most famous lines, the essence of relationships is the exchange of value, and without value, there is no affection. Damn. Choo Choo also categorized men into different types. For example, talent scouts, emperors, businessmen, and what she calls useless men. She encouraged her viewers to specifically match themselves with the right type depending on what they wanted. Basically, find a wealthy partner, improve your financial situation, climb the ladder. Now, obviously, this message was extremely controversial, and even with all the backlash, Choo Choo's operation somehow topped Zhou Yuan's. A single relationship lesson from her cost 3,500 yuan, and her annual income reportedly reached 140 million. So that's about 20 million US dollars annually. All from giving relationship advice, which is honestly insane. And she constantly advises women to rely on wealthy men. But the ironic thing is that she herself became wealthy through entrepreneurship and doing a business. So she's literally the one proving you that you don't need a rich partner to be successful. And of course, authorities started paying attention to her content as well. So in late 2024, her Weibo account was suspended. But a couple of months later, she got fined 7.5 million yuan for tax evasion, which is not exactly a small fine. Despite that, she still didn't disappear. She just kept promoting her brand through like offline channels or private direct channels. There's always a way to avoid these platform bans by just doing business directly. The thing is, many investigations have shown that these training camps are directly connected to things like beauty clinics and cosmetic surgeries. Some camps even partner with beauty salons to offer surgeries like pelvic contraction procedure. And of course, the camp organizers earn commission when the students agree to these surgeries. So when you look at this entire industry, it's part of a huge network involving product sales, cosmetic surgery, and psychological marketing. Fun. Listen guys, real relationships aren't built on manipulation tactics or certain gazing angles. They're built on not leaving you on red. Not speaking from personal experience. So if you ever catch me pitching dating advice online, just remember, I'm probably just trying to get rid of the competition. You like and subscribe?